I just wanted to do a quick video about the Coralife skimmer, the one for the Biocube. You can usually get them for around 30 bucks. Um, a lot of people don't have success with these, and honestly, for a long time, I didn't either. But it turns out there's just a couple like little design things you can do to it that actually make it work. This is what I think is what you need for optimal usage if you're going to try to actually use this. There are better options out there and some DIY stuff that you can do that might perform the same or even potentially a little bit better. But I wanted to cover real quick what I did to get this thing to actually work. Now, right now I have it on a 20-gallon tank that I've set up for fragging. But I did have this on my 29 Biocube for a while, and this was the final iteration that I had it in on my Biocube before I removed it for something else. So, to start off with, it's not a terrible skimmer, but if you want it to work really, really well, you do have to do some work to it. First and foremost, the pump that comes with it, I'm not going to say it's garbage, because I do use it for other things now, but I certainly don't use it to run any skimmers. I just don't think it has the balls to really push these wooden air stones very well, and there's just so many better pumps out there, and most of them are like 20 bucks or less. You can even get good pumps at Walmart that'll run a skimmer this size on a single air stone, and I really suggest going with something else. So that's kind of where this comes into the, is it kind of worth it? Well, if you already have it, it's worth it. If your plan is to go get it to modify it, it's absolutely not worth it, because the skimmer you're probably going to pay 20 to 30 bucks for, and then you're going to put another 20 bucks into that to get a good air pump, and then you're going to have to do this stuff. So it may not be worth it, but if you already have it, this is definitely worth looking into. So here's what I've done. I got the biggest air pump that I think Walmart sells. It's for like the 100-gallon. I can't see it, but it's back there somewhere. It's back there somewhere. I put in a Lee full size air stone into it. Wood air stone. Yeah, no, screw it. We're going with that. Air stone. And I'm running it almost wide open. I've got a valve, one of the Lee valves on this airline right there. So it's almost wide open. It's set to where I get good, decent bubbles out of it. But I've just got it stuck into the top of this egg crate. But if you have one, you probably already have it set up in your system somehow, which is fine. You'll be able to use it. But you are going to have to put this extension on it. It's just too small. It's almost, if you have one of these and you've been messing with it, you know it's almost impossible to dial this thing in right. And the reason that is because your standoff is so short, your margin of error is so short. You're either flooding it or it's getting nothing at all. So you have to do this. I got clear plastic off packaging from something I bought, and I shaped on the inside. There's an inner tube that's connected to the main standoff in the cup that goes up to the top here. It's about this short of the top, and then an outer sleeve of the same thing. And it looks like crap, and this isn't not in my main display, so I don't really care what it looks like back here. It's my game room. So, but this is what it looks like. And if you look up into the top, you can see that there are thick, dirty fish poo bubbles up there at the top, and I've got decent skimmate in it. It's almost kind of clear. I just set this back up on this one over the weekend, so the skimmer was dry in a box for a long time. So it's just getting going again, but it's already doing a really decent job on it. So I won't need anything else for this 20-gallon tank, because I'm just going to put all its utilities inside the tank. I'm not really going to do a sump or anything. So, with this works, believe it or not. This is actually pretty effective as a skimmer. And it provides oxygen to the tank that I need and stuff like that. And you can play around with dropping the levels and stuff. If you're going to use the stock clip that's on it and stuff, obviously it's a little more difficult to do that. On a Biocube, what I suggest is zip tying the skimmer to the back side of your water intake. You know, the plastic wall across it where the intake is. Zip tie that to the back side of it. That way you can kind of adjust your levels a little bit. But I did have this on my Biocube for quite a while in this configuration, and it did do a really decent job. I was able to get it pretty dialed into where the skimmate that came out of it was almost black. So yes, if you already have one, and if you happen to already have an air pump, one of those good air pumps around, use that in combination with this and maybe a new air stone. Don't pay for the Coralife stones. Get the leaves for the same money. You're getting two in a pack of the leaves versus one of the Coralifes. I mean, if you already got those, use those, but do the leaves. They work just fine. Also, one other thing, to increase the volume of water that I'm getting through the skimmer, I have widened out the holes, both the exhaust around the ring and on the bottom, the intake, so that it just turns more water in there, because that's really kind of what you need, is turnover. I mean, you can see the bubbles that are getting generated off the top there. So this skimmer will work. It's not ideal. It's definitely not the best. If you don't have one, don't buy one. But if you do have one, mod it up and do that to it and make it at least work for you. You know, if it's sitting in a box or it's just sitting in the back of your Biocube and it ain't doing anything but oxygenating your air, you know, get a little creative, get a little arts and craftsy and fix it. So, and just to show you, like, I mean, I can still take that off and stuff. Yeah, that's gnarly stuff in there. So, but yeah, if you got one, mess with it. Thanks.